All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Professional Time Wasters. I am once again, as always, joined by Coolshirt.
Hello, hello, hello.
And I assume that if you clicked on this, you can read. So
Nobody can read.
that is true. We do live during a
The literacy levels of the country are very, very low these days.
yeah, that's true. But either way, we're talking marathon. And before
Yippee.
before anyone says or asks this question, no, neither of us have played it. No, neither of us will play it.
And yet we all have
And
opinions about it.
yeah, and here's the big kicker. If you're one of those people that thinks you can't form an opinion on something if you haven't interacted with it, I've interacted with it. My soul had to see that this thing was being created. So that's
My
good
eyes
enough.
were flashbanged by the fucking wet paper, like unicorn rainbow fart fucking color scheme. I don't even know what the fuck to describe it as. It's like they just threw paint at the wall
Yeah.
or made it like neon.
So for those who don't know, let me give you the real quick rundown here. Marathon is an old 90s 80s 90s
Yeah, 90s.
90s era like first person shooter in the vein of think Doom.
It's like a
not
Doom like.
not 2016, the original one that everyone gets to run on their Samsung smart fridge.
You mean my Texas Institute calculator as well?
Yeah, that. So this was a game series created long ago that Bungie has revived. And you're probably thinking, "Oh, hey, you're doing a marathon thing. Is it a reboot of the original game with new mechanics similar to some of the best FPSs that have ever been made, also known as Halo?" No. Okay. Is it another Doom-like inspired shooter? No.
No.
Is it anything that resembles a soul at all? Well, I mean, kind of.
No.
No, it kind of does, because somebody else made some art, right? And then the developers stole it and
Yeah.
used it themselves. That aside, so
I mean, the game is built on the backs of fan art
yeah, so
and unpaid labor.
Marathon is the latest. There you go. And Pete Parsons Cars.
Yes.
So Marathon is the latest and not so greatest extraction shooter
It's
on
the
the
next
market.
Concord.
I'm pretty sure it's lasted longer than Concord at this point.
It has, but at the same time, as far as like art style and direction, as far as the way I keep hearing Sony talk about it, I don't think it's gonna last forever. At least it's a live service game.
Well, we'll get to that and our opinions on it. So Marathon is a brand new looter shooter. Opinions on that later to come.
Isn't it an extraction shooter?
Extraction. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Extraction shooter. I
mean, I know it has loot in it, but it's not.
Yeah, it's an extraction shooter, and
it's like a extraction loot based shooting game where you fight against bots and occasionally players, from what I hear.
Yeah, so imagine PUBG, right? That's the one everyone plays. So you take.
Wait, people still play PUBG?
Yes, it's actually very popular in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm not from China.
I know. Neither am I. But so the game's main loop is you pick one of 3 characters, and you can either play single player mode or you can play in a team. I believe one of the characters is specific for like individual play because it allows you to camouflage yourself or turn yourself into one of the like NPCs to quote unquote sneak up on people.
So it's like Spy from TF2?
Basically like that, yeah. And I'm going to be very honest. If you ever played Destiny, more specifically Destiny 2, you could convince me that it's a Destiny 2 asset flip. Not necessarily the art style itself, unless you've seen Neomuna, but like the structure of the weapons, the camera angle, and yeah, I get it. A first-person camera is a first-person camera, but it just reeks of Destiny's bones, kind of, you know?
So it's like they took a Destiny framework and created like a weird Lightfall styled fart rainbow piece of shit, stolen artwork, eye bleaching level design video game and turned it into a franchise, I guess.
I wouldn't even say they turned it into a franchise. They already, this franchise already existed. Granted, it's deader than, well, an actual dead person or something of that nature.
It's deader than Concord.
There you go. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's at least 3 people in this world that enjoy, like, you know.
Well, you can still play the 90s marathon, actually. So I guess I can't say it's as dead as Concord.
It is free on Steam.
Yeah.
So
you could attempt to go play it right now.
I've seen a lot of gameplay. I've watched people play it. I had talked with a friend who played it. I was offered the game by another friend. In fact, I told them no. I don't like extraction. I don't like extraction shooters. I know you don't either.
Yeah, I hate them.
But like, to me, it is genuinely the worst genre of game. But I will say this, like, before we continue on, I vehemently despise this is just Concord 3. This is just, you know, I feel like that's a very low level, like low hanging fruit take on the game, because Concord, what made Concord so bad
was its character designs.
And the developers blaming people who didn't want to interact with their game for the failure of their game.
It's like that one clip from Smiling Friends. It's like, we spent $4 million on this. Why do they hate it?
Exactly.
It's literally just that.
I would attribute, if we're gonna say anything is the next Concord or was the next Concord, I would have argued that was Highguard.
No, I mean 100%. It's Highguard, and then there's gonna be many more after that.
I specifically
we got a few more on the way out, just right now. I mean, there's a few more in the works that are already being titled the next Concords.
Once again, I don't like that. It's kind of a lot. It's the same thing whenever someone runs into a difficult game and they just slap Souls-like onto it.
I hate that.
Yeah,
because Souls-likes aren't even that hard.
That's how I feel whenever somebody says, "Oh, here's the next Concord." You know,
you know what a hard video game looks like?
One that doesn't actually function.
No, the NES fucking Lion King game.
No, NES Ghosts and Goblins.
Nah, I stand by Lion King. That shit's fucking ass.
No. Have you ever played Ghosts and Goblins?
Never even heard of it.
So Ghosts and Goblins is like an old Castlevania style platformer where you die in 2 hits.
Okay. So just don't get hit.
Hold on. Once you beat the game for the first time, your objective is to then beat the game a second time, and that's how you beat the game.
So is this how Yoko Taro was born?
Basically. And you say, "Oh, it's not that hard, just don't get hit." This was a direct port of an arcade game, back when like arcade games were meant to just take all your quarters.
I see. Well, I don't want to touch that at all. So
yeah.
Anyways,
it's a very popular game. Funny enough, I love it. I own a copy.
I'll take your word for it. Someone leave a comment down below if you ever heard of this crackpot game that I've never heard of. It's
a very popular game, dude. Like, genuinely.
What level of popularity? So like first,
I wouldn't
say like Gen Xers.
I'd say older millennial.
Okay.
Older millennial era. You know.
So like someone in their 40s.
About 40 plus. I mean, it did get a remake, which is just like a new coat of paint. It's slightly easier, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. No, so that's how I feel about that. Marathon as a whole, just it's failing for different reasons. The first reason, of course, which is the elephant in the room, nobody asked for this game. No Bungie fan asked for it. No, what are they called? The extraction shooter players asked for it, anything like that. And they were kind of dealt a losing hand in the sense of Arc Raiders, you know?
Yeah, there's Arc Raiders, and then their game was promptly nicknamed Art Raiders.
Art Raiders,
yeah.
So
I mean, and they didn't even just steal artwork for that game. They stole for Destiny 2 as well, quite a lot.
They stole it for Destiny. They stole for
They
Destiny
stole
too.
a lot of art for Destiny 2.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll get there. The main thing, like the main issue I have with it is I understand from a marketing and like a business standpoint that like you sunk so much dev time, you sunk so much money, into it. And yes, this game has microtransactions. Yes, this is a $40 game that has microtransactions in it. And they are arguably some of the worst microtransactions ever. It's color palette swaps for both guns and character skins.
Mm.
I don't know. I have this feeling that like for most older extraction shooter players, that you have two types of like art styles that you enjoy. You either enjoy the like semi-realistic, so like your PUBGs, your Arc Raiders, your art style. And then you have the people that just want to go hog wild and just have no fucking art style, which is like your Fortnite,
I mean, Fortnite has an art style. It's just very simplistic.
Okay, yeah, it has an art style. I meant art direction, if that's better,
I mean, in my opinion, Fortnite has more of an art direction than Marathon.
I disagree. I don't hate the Marathon art style. I don't love it either. Like let me make that very clear.
I hate it.
I think the main issue comes from the graphical fidelity of it, I don't I think it's a lot harder to make a neon world, pop as opposed to like where you mix in that color with some duller like colors, like your saturated black, your brown, your Dark Souls color palette, where you can kind of get away with less texture because of the saturation,
Yeah.
So I understand why everyone says, "Oh my god, the game looks awful and unappealing." I mean, could you imagine, right, if you bought a house or you were given a house? So let's make this more realistic for modern times.
No. Fuck the house.
No. Hear me out.
Okay. All right.
Hear me out. You're given a house, all right?
Yeah.
And it's yours, tax-free, everything like that.
Okay.
The only stipulation is the inside of the house is completely painted, and you can't repaint this, in highlighter tones.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's about how the game looks, honestly.
That is the best way I can describe it, is if somebody took all of those
The game looks like a high school girl's like history notebook.
Just with less I'm in love with generic quarterback name here. No, but I wish they'd just canceled the game like early on in development, because when this all came out, the only real big extraction shooters that I could think of when Marathon was first revealed were Escape from Tarkov and Hunt Showdown. And Destiny 2 was still in its heyday. It's still, I wouldn't say at its peak, but it's still doing relatively well. And
it was doing okay. I think it was on the downturn when they announced it.
Yeah.
It was around Final Shape, wasn't it?
It might have been around Lightfall, honestly. I don't remember, and I don't care to go look it up.
I don't really care either.
So the main thing is the Destiny fan base shows up. The Destiny fan base has been loyal even in times when they really shouldn't have been. And for whatever manager decided, hey, I'm going to pull resources away from my game, like my main the main breadwinner, basically, to go and say, hey, we're going to keep working on this, but the load is going to be significantly less, but we're also making another game that we want you to enjoy. And everyone thought, oh, all right. The expansions are still going to come out. The content's still going to be here. We need some quality of life stuff. Hopefully we're going to get something. Hopefully we're going to
like the last few updates just been a bunch of buggy pieces of shit.
but the last couple updates, I wouldn't know. I don't keep up with
I,
Destiny
I, don't, I
anymore.
don't know. I don't play, but all the news I hear about it is it's just like they release patches and there's like broken shit everywhere.
That's always been Destiny though.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it really has.
the thing with that, and if I don't sound passionate, I am passionate because I love the Destiny franchise. I love Destiny 1 more than Destiny 2. I like the art direction more. It felt more sci-fi. It didn't like it felt more unique, whereas Destiny 2, at least for me, leaned in a lot more generic sci-fi, and you could kind of tell that there were a lot of corners
You can tell
cut.
they were trying to go more for the modern audience, like into like broader audiences instead of, well, maybe not modern, but the broader audience like appeal instead of like a more niche community.
Instead of chasing, well, I think this also sums up Marathon too. Instead of making games for their dedicated fan bases and actually making quality content, Bungie got into a rhythm of, hey, we have a dedicated online fan base. And this isn't just Bungie. Everyone has this, like, every fandom is kind of cursed with these people that will wage entire wars on Twitter, or you have YouTubers and Twitch streamers who will defend Bungie because it's their livelihood. Not necessarily because they're being paid, mind you, but because it's the algorithm is a bitch. Let's be honest. And for a lot of these people, your only way of beating the competition, especially now, is having that well-established connection with these companies to where they give you that early access. They don't need to pay streamers anymore because all they have to do is just threaten them, hey, you say one thing that we don't like, there's another guy who will take your place. You know, the repercussions that everyone says that they actually want, it exists, but it's an ass backwards way of doing it that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
And so how does this tie into what I was saying? Well, Bungie knew that they had those kinds of people. They knew that they had a dedicated hardcore audience, and that dedicated hardcore audience was going to show up for whatever they do. You saw it with between Destiny 1 to Destiny 2 launch. You saw it for all the expansions.
And even for the original Destiny at launch as well.
Exactly. But that's back when Bungie still had the goodwill. That's when you're just off of Halo Reach.
Yeah, and a lot of the same people who were worked on Halo Reach were still there.
Yeah, who worked on the Halo franchise. Now, granted, there are still a lot of people that worked on Halo that work at Bungie. The big names, the creative people are gone. Let me be very clear right now. For anyone who's going to sit here and say, this is the same Bungie, if you go and replace every...
Did they lay off like most of their staff just so that their boss could get another car?
That's the meme format, yes. They laid off a bunch of employees because just like the rest of the video game industry, they expanded too far during 2020. And now that everything's trying to get back to normal, they've now realized that people don't have the time or the money to be buying shit again, especially with the price of games going up. Look at the price of gas right now. Sorry to date the fucking video like that. The price of everything has gone up. And I'm going to be honest with you. These games aren't worth $70. In Marathon's case, it's $40. But like back in the day when quote unquote things were better, there were a lot of games that weren't even worth the $60 price tag that they were, being slapped with either.
Yeah.
And now they're charging, like with all this, you have full price games or partially priced games that have microtransactions in them because they're trying to double dip. Everyone wants Fortnite money. Well, look at how well that's going. But
not great at all because they're like losing a lot of their player base.
Marathon and Bungie always seemed like they're, ever since they left the Halo IP and left Microsoft, they always feel like they're just a couple steps behind. And I don't mean the wider gaming industry. I don't mean like how Nintendo is 10 years behind the gaming industry. I mean more along the lines of, if two studios release a game, one studio releases something, and then you have Bungie on the other hand. Studio A is already gearing up, making their updates and showing off their roadmap and their new content. Bungie is scrambling to fix the stuff in their game to make it more appealing for their player base, you know?
Yeah.
And Destiny 2 kind of encapsulated that. Like, Destiny 2 has always kind of felt like it was trying to fix all of the mistakes that it made between that transition from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. And Marathon's no different, because Marathon, when we heard it, everyone was already tired of battle royales. We were in the hero shooter bubble, and that bubble's popped. And extraction shooter, the extraction shooter bubble also popped. Arc Raiders is an outlier, and to be honest with you, Arc Raiders to me is very streamer bait. It's a very streamer bait game, and I've interacted with a couple people from the community, and the way that game is played is it just seems like an ass backwards way of playing a video game. So I think something's up with Arc Raiders. I do. I don't think it's as popular as people want you to believe, and numbers don't tell everything. But what they do tell is that Marathon never broke over 100,000 players.
It didn't even beat Dragon Age of the Veilguard.
And before you say, oh my God, there's so much competition in gaming now, there's so much this, there's so much of that, like nobody, everyone wants a good defining multiplayer experience. It's all multiplayer now. Like, you're not going to strip anyone away. Slay the Spire 2 dwarfed it. And that game is in early access, and it's a single player game. Does it have multiplayer?
It has co-op.
Yeah, but that's not the same kind of multiplayer. I was actually about to say it does indeed have co-op, but it's not the same kind of multiplayer game. And I'm going to be honest with you. The Bungie systems that everyone touts as being so unique and so revolutionary, they come off as tedious. They really, really do. The Bungie magic and Bungie charm that they claim exists with Marathon, I don't feel like it's there.
Yeah, it doesn't really have any of that blueprint. Like I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe the feeling of playing Destiny 1 for the first time back in the day. Because that game had a very unique atmosphere, mystery, and kind of this weird aura about it. And the gameplay was fun, the gunplay was great, the abilities weren't overwhelming like they are now in Destiny 2. But they were fun, and that was kind of what was interesting about it. But I don't know, man, it's kind of cooked.
No, it's definitely that. And I mean, it doesn't even hold the progression doesn't even hold a candle, because one of the bigger criticisms of Marathon is its grindiness. And let me be very clear. A grind in video games is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. I know that your modern audience doesn't want to show up. They don't want to play games. And that's just kind of true. There is a large, very vocal amount of players that just want everything handed to them. It's a bigger issue. It's a cultural issue. It goes way deeper. But what I will say is, even back in the day, at least the gameplay was fun. Destiny 1 was fun to play. Destiny 2, at parts, was fun to play. And the best game, full-on game, that Bungie ever produced, Halo Reach, was very, very fun to play. And it's a different era. It's a different this, a different that. No, there was still grind that you had to do. You want that Inheritor helmet? You want a helmet that meant something? You want something that the moment you see it...
Did you want to call your best friend a pussy? Do you want to flex on the other Spartans in your lobby? That's right. You better play for 150 hours just to get that one helmet.
It was more. It was 1,000 plus.
Probably. I don't know. You had to do a lot of grinding, for a lot of the like XP you needed to get to certain ranks because it was all rank based on the unlocks from Reach, as far as I remember.
Yeah. And
I don't remember how far I got. I got like
I got
I
to
don't
like
know.
Nova or something like that.
I was a little below that. If I'd have to go look at what the different ranks are. I don't remember the names of them all.
Either way, with that
Yeah.
that aside, the marathon just doesn't have that kind of gameplay loop. And can I ask not only you, Coolshirt, a question, but anyone that's still listening, if you play extraction shooters, I have a genuine question for you. Okay? What the fucking hell is the point of an extraction shooter if you have the option of a free loadout? What the hell is the point? Can
I mean,
you
isn't it just so that way it takes all the risk out of the game?
that's what it fucking seems
It
like.
takes away it takes away the I don't know,
It
like the
takes
slap
away
on the
risk.
wrist of like it takes away the risk versus reward. It's just the reward, and it kind of makes it like a very stale gameplay loop.
Like that's one of the things that is plaguing marathon at the moment. And to be honest, from watching a couple of my friends play art graders, it seems like it's exactly the fucking same way. It's you literally have people just spawning in with free loadouts. Granted, marathon, you don't see other people. Like
Yeah, from what I can tell, it's a ghost town over there.
you see a player like every 1 to 5 matches. The enemies are bullet sponges, but either way, there's no risk involved in this game. And that's kind of Bungie's MO nowadays. And look, just
They've
going
become like kind of the safe take, kind of like pussy developers in that aspect, where like it's just, hey, here's this mediocre dog shit. Hope you enjoy. Gobble up the slop.
what do you expect from developers who push trans ideology more than they actually push good and innovative designs at their studio now? If you go and look at,
Yeah.
like, I remember when I first really saw it, and that is, there is a mural in game in Destiny 2 on Neo Muna that is very ineloquently put in my words. It's a Black Lives Matter mural. Okay, it's in the exact same art style. It's in the exact same thing. Okay, or you can say it's an Antifa mural. Either way, there's a certain demographic and type of people that do these things. It looks exactly like that, and those types of people are activists. Political opinions aside,
Do I need to remind you about Nimbus?
I purposefully didn't bring him up because I don't like talking about him.
All right, good. Okay, we can move on. I don't want to talk about him either.
Look, this isn't
I think he's relevant at least because like we're talking about the mural.
Yes, he is. He's a very prominent thing on the mural. Either
Is he
way,
like the non-binary freak or some shit?
I don't
remember
know
what he is.
exactly what it is. I never paid attention. Either way, this isn't a political take. This isn't a political anything. I'm just
No,
saying
mine was a political take.
his was.
Fuck
I don't
all
speak
that
for
shit.
him. But
The
what
toxic ideology.
what I will no, it is 100% toxic, and that's not a political take. Sorry, because here's the thing, that's where I first saw it. Then afterwards, you started seeing these same developers attacking fans, of course, going and posting about presidential elections and
Yeah,
political figures and things like that. And
it all started when they took away Ghost.
yeah, there's you're not wrong. No, but
You can't have any fun Halloween ghost shells.
you can't have any fun Halloween anything anymore. No,
Yeah.
if you really look at it, you see that it's because it's these kind of games are developed by a very certain demographic of people. Go and look it up. Go look at a picture of modern Bungie, and you'll see exactly what I mean.
I know they remind
And
me
let
a
me
lot
tell
of
you,
this certain YouTuber.
hold on, let me tell you something. Yes, I'm stereotyping. Number one.
Oh
Two,
no, so am I.
two, it's pattern recognition.
Hey, if
Okay?
we can congratulate ravens for pattern recognition, I think humans should be allowed to do it too.
Exactly. And you see that with pushing all of this. They don't care about what the product is. Okay? They don't. And during the strikes as well, the game industry strikes, the writer strikes, the voice actor strikes, because quote unquote, all of them are being replaced by AI. Newsflash, buddy. If you work for a company, does not matter what the fuck the company is, if you can be replaced with AI, you're going to be. Whether you're the janitor or the CEO. And that's just the truth. Okay? The only way that you're not going to be replaced by AI is if you get your ass out of whatever business that you're in and you start making something that you want to make. Because let me tell you this right now. Bungie stopped developing the Halo series because they didn't want to make any more Halo games. They felt the story was over. They didn't think that there was much more to add that wouldn't ruin the universe. So they moved on. And that should stand for every single person, specifically the ones that work at Bungie. If you don't want to make a certain type of game, don't make it. And I understand it's real easy to say this with no skin in the game. I get it. It's a paycheck. It's a paycheck at the end of the day. I understand. And you need that to survive, especially now. I understand it. But I have a question for you. Is scraping by miserably any different than just being miserable and broke and betting on yourself? Now, granted, okay, a lot of these people won't ever get games approved because we know what these kind of people develop, what kind of games they make. Okay, Concord's a good example. Highguard's another one. You have, what the hell is that one game, that straight propaganda game that where you play as a band, Take Us North or something like that, and you go around fighting cops and things of that, and fighting against the patriarchy, quote unquote.
I don't think I remember that.
It's something. Either way, that's how relevant the game is. And a lot of these people just don't have good ideas. They simply exist to be a cog in a machine, or at least when it comes to management, stare at numbers and say that game makes that much money. We want to replicate that. How do we do it? Well, it's simple. We create something 5 years ago, before this game existed, and put our spin on it. But here's the thing, Bungie doesn't have that spin anymore. The Bungie spin is under-delivering, abusing workers, and game mechanics that just are downright unfun. That's Bungie now.
I mean, it's them and a lot of other companies as well.
Yeah, but we're specifically talking about
We're
Bungie.
targeting them. Our laser sights are on them.
And I am one of, or at least I was, one of Bungie's biggest defenders. Back during Destiny 1 and even parts of Destiny 2, once Forsaken came out, I loved the game. I never thought it was perfect. I never didn't think it could get better. I never didn't want things to be added to the game. But I noticed something. In the times that Destiny 2 kept getting worse and worse and worse, sentiment changed. The largest voices in the community started to go with the flow, as you will. And just like rats, the moment that the ship started sinking, they started looking for ways out. Quote unquote, pillars of the community. They don't play Bungie products at all, but you bet your ass they're going to be the first one back in the door when a sizable update comes out, because it makes them the most money. You bet your ass that every single Bungie or Destiny creator, I despise these terms that these people have been labeled with. I don't know if they labeled it themselves or the community's labeled it or whatever. These people go and play these games and say, hey, it's not that bad. I'm playing it on launch. I said I'd be here. I'm giving it a fair shake. And the moment that interest goes down on Google Trends, they're out to the next thing. That is the voices that Bungie cultivated. A group of yes men who will say and hawk whatever they put in, will say whatever they want, not for money, not for free things, for access.
I really fucking hate access media, honestly. That shit just always pissed me off.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? And yes, this is a bigger issue than just Bungie. Yes, this is a bigger issue than just gaming. I know it is. But Bungie is a very, very special case because for a very, very long time, Bungie defined gaming in more ways than you think that it did. And because of the fact that Bungie made Halo, arguably one of the most acclaimed first-person shooters of all time. Then Bungie made Destiny, not as good as Halo. Everyone can agree. But they did something that was crazy. And that is they brought a live service game back from the dead. And they didn't just bring it back from the dead. They made hand over fist in money. Numbers that, can only be eclipsed by the likes of Fortnite and gacha games. And in doing that, the game industry noticed. And that's why we saw for so goddamn long half-baked, unfinished live service slop. The one thing that the rest of the industry was never able to replicate is that rabid Destiny fan base. And it wasn't just Destiny. Remember back in the day, the Halo killers, the Call of Duty killers.
They never took off.
Yeah, the Destiny killers.
Yep, all of them failed. It's like a bunch of corpses. 2
out of those 3 are Bungie games. Everyone was chasing them. Everyone wanted to be them. But they were never able to cultivate that same kind of audience. And if you're wondering, oh, well, how is that possible? Like, I see rabid fans for everything nowadays. Go back and look up old clips, not of Bungie's Vidocs or anything of that nature. Go and look at the release, like the midnight launches for Halo 3. Go and look.
Halo 2, Halo Reach.
Yeah, Halo 2. All of that.
Even ODST as well. Like, I mean, like a lot of the Halo midnight releases it's like a completely different.
It's a different era.
Oh, honestly, not even just at Halo. You go look at even like the OG Call of Duty releases as well. Even Skyrim's release was pretty iconic as well.
Yeah, but once again, we're talking about Bungie here.
I know, whatever. Shut up. I'm just saying.
No, I get where you're coming from, and
like that level of like the community coming together for that type of stuff is awesome. And
there are others.
I'm sad that I was only there for Halo 4 and 5, which kind of sucked. I mean, like those midnight releases weren't as great in my opinion.
I was there for Halo Reach. Halo Reach is the defining game for me. It's not my favorite game of all time, but I personally believe that it is the greatest game of all time in terms of what the game offered you for that price and the fact that it worked. And for that reason, those clips, that shows you the kind of goodwill that Bungie built up. Mental health crisis aside that we're in right now, with people making Bungie and Destiny and Marathon their whole meaning for existence,
You're telling me you don't want to make that your entire personality, Fire?
No.
Honestly, I kind of hate the idea of making like one franchise your entire personality, regardless of what it is, like what medium or anything like that, because it limits you to such a, I don't know, kind of being very boring.
I mean, it's both a very boring thing, and it's also a very honor. Like, as a creator, you have to take some honor in it, because like you're up there. Bungie is up there with the names of like Tolkien, in my opinion. And
I don't know about that.
George Lucas. No, in terms of like how dedicated the fan base he created.
Oh, if it's that case, yeah. If it's like the fan base like around it, yeah. Like I would say that the fan base around it that surrounds like Halo, like back in the day, was as dedicated as the fan base that surrounded Lord of the Rings, even Star Wars. I'd argue.
Yeah,
like
I was about to say
big.
George
It's
Lucas
like,
as well.
George Lucas, yeah. George Lucas is you absolutely have to mention him. It's like one of those like pinnacle series of like America. I would say like it's like one of those things that like it like that
I
we
would
export to the world that is considered great.
I would argue that Halo is not an American story. I would argue, and the main reason why I love Halo, just to spin off here for a minute, is Halo is a human story.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like it. I think the same thing is well about like Star Wars as well, but at the same time, like it's produced in America.
Yeah, and
that's the only reason why I say that.
It's that kind of reverence. It's this kind of aura, I guess, around.
Are we going brain rot terms now?
I don't mean like, you know, aura or
I
mean
farming
like,
or like
yeah,
like,
no, I mean like the radiance.
I get what you mean, like radiating like
yeah,
that level of like storytelling and even like just presence within like any like a story like
presence
story
in
medium.
Fiction.
Yeah, like fictional. I think fictional aura works. I think that's what that gets the point across. I don't know. We're not English majors.
No. If I didn't cheat my way through English in high school, I would have never graduated.
I don't think I cheated through English. I think the only things I really cheated on were like math and science, but even then I knew enough to make myself dangerous in those classes.
Math and science are my goats. I love both of them. But either way,
I was always more of a literature and history guy. Those are my strong suits.
I've always been fascinated with space, even to this day. Maybe that's a podcast episode in the future. Just me nerding out about space and why Neil deGrasse Tyson is a fucking loser. Fuck that guy.
You see, I also like space. That's why Destiny kind of caught my obsession for a long time. But then I was like, I also fucking hate Neil deGrasse Tyson as well. So, you know, hey, we're on the same page.
You don't like space and Neil deGrasse Tyson. There's no mixing. There's no mixing. They're separate and not equal.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, space is such an interesting thing. I mean, why do you think I like Transformers Dark of the Moon?
Oh, it's simple.
It's
because
literally, it's like an autistic retelling of the moon landing.
The Neil Armstrong cameos, God tier.
It's so stupid, but I love it.
Getting back to Bungie.
Getting back to Bungie.
So yeah, the thing with them also that no one will ever be able to replicate was the simple fact that Bungie could release garbage, and there would be enough people to keep the lights on playing. But the moment that they released something, mind you, it never hit the same way that it hit in Halo, because Halo hit from the start to finish. And they never hit the same consistency level. I want to say as Destiny 1, but to be honest with you,
Destiny 1 never hit those peaks.
No, Destiny 1 hit those peaks twice. And that's the only...
Taken King and...
Rise of Iron.
Yeah, I mean... but like, even
Trials of Osiris as well.
Trials of Osiris and House of Wolves was... It was very flawed, but it was a lot of fun, though. And I thought Prison of Elders was a fun game mode. I don't think that the story itself was, like, anything to write home and mom about in, like, the early parts. But it had, like, a mystery and a charm to it that it was very alluring. That's what I would at least say. I mean, I think a lot of other Destiny players would agree. And the grind was a lot of fun because it was very... there was mystery-based. You got screwed over by Rahul, like, every fucking time you talked to him. Your exotic engram got turned into a blue. And
Tanix had only come back one time at that point, mind you.
Actually, I don't even think he was introduced at that point.
Yes, he was.
No, I think he was. It was in that DLC, but like very briefly. It was in like the strike that we had at the time. That was when we like first killed him.
Yeah, and
then, I don't know. I always thought that was fun.
And then you had the Prison of Elders where he returned somehow.
Somehow Tanix returned,
but
and then again. And then again.
That's the thing also.
And then he's a raid boss.
If you talk to a lot of people will say that a lot of these Bungie games are flawed.
Oh, yeah.
But they're flawed.
Even Halo.
Yeah, but they're flawed and they're still polished there. With Marathon, there isn't. That's why there's a lot of pushback with it. The magic is gone
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, Marathon was doomed before it even came out. And it
Oh
had
yeah, I
nothing,
agree.
and it has nothing to do with the gameplay. Why do you think we really haven't talked about the gameplay? Because no one, the gameplay's
Cares.
not good, but no one cares about that.
I mean,
Be-
it's probably at least subpar, but
no,
at
it's
the same
bad.
time, is it really that bad? I don't even
People
know. I
have
just
people have compared the walking in Marathon to walking around waist deep in mud.
that sounds awful.
There is a very specific texture or like item in the game that, or like texture for items that are all the same item, like PNG wise. And the only way you can tell that they're different is by hovering over them and reading the descriptions and the name of the item.
You're telling me they're making players read?
Yes.
I couldn't get that. I couldn't get raid members to do that with their like loadouts.
This is the groups of players that Bungie kind of, let in.
Damn. They should have known their target audience better.
And yeah,
They've had literally decades to track data on them. You'd think that they know who plays their fucking games at this point.
I don't think they do. And the main reason why I don't
agree.
think they do is the final nail on the coffin here. Bungie changed their slogan. And I will repeat this until the day that I die because it's one of the very few fictional inspirational quotes that I genuinely loved. They changed "We make games that we want to play." That is the original Bungie slogan all the way
Yeah,
from
I remember that.
they
Back in, like, the
changed
early
it
2000s.
to "We make worlds that bring people together." And once again, statistics and stereotyping. This is the same kind of verbiage and words of inclusivity and all this bullshit that people spout. And it's not inclusive. It's not any of that. And I'm going to be honest with you. This isn't a local potluck. This isn't a local thing or anything like that. This is a video game. And everyone with a functioning frontal lobe who knows any better will tell you that video games were and are better when they're not inclusive. And I don't mean that they don't have females and like female characters or different races. What I mean, he does. He does. He believes that. No, what I mean by that is it's not a game built from the ground up to steal another game's player base or to emulate another game to a T to cultivate an audience that could only exist if they were pulled away from a game they were already invested in. And that does not work. And it finally caught up to Bungie. Destiny 2 failed because it chased audiences that didn't want to grind. When they went back to the grind, to the random rolls, to all that, the hardcore fan base came back. They went away from it again, and they never really went back. That is why Destiny 2 is in the state that it's in.
Because they took away the chase. That was kind of the problem with Destiny 2, is that there was nothing to really hunt for.
Well, no, they made their game for other people. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
They were at the stage of a game where they wanted to bring new people in. And instead of making a good game that word of mouth can carry, executives and management decided you need to go in and you need to make a game that is inclusive to other demographics of gamers, other kinds of people. And once again, not the political.
My question is who the fuck are they chasing? Like, I mean, it's not like they're actually like going after a legitimate,
Well, it's
like, player base.
Here's a more solid example. If Bungie knows, like what I was saying earlier, that their dedicated hardcore fans and their influencers will be picking up and they will be playing Marathon. Not because they like the game, but purely because, or the genre, mind you, but purely because of Bungie's name attached to it. So who are they trying to covet? Arc Raiders, Escape from Tarkov, Hunt, Fortnite, PUBG, all of those kinds of people.
Apex, I assume. I mean, I hear that there's somehow
Apex,
still people that play that.
Apex Legends. It's a lot like that.
You mean Ape Sex Legends?
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
And in doing that, you turn or create a game that was not created for the people that you knew were going to show up. So those people will play for a little bit and then they leave, either to go back to what they actually enjoy that you make, or to other completely different genres in general, because people are not single-minded worms like most of these people believe. And the players that you tried to covet to build a quote-unquote new fan base, very Star Warsy, right? The Force is female, very, we don't want those people in our fan base. We're going to cultivate a new fan base. Well, that fan base never shows up. The people don't leave Arc Raiders. The people don't leave Escape from Tarkov. The people don't leave all of these other places. They don't.
Yeah.
And what you're left with is a game that essentially is made for people that either don't exist or could honestly care less and are too afraid to come to your game because of the state that your other game is in, and people saying, listen, this is what they did to my favorite game. Stay the hell away. This company is poison.
Yeah. I mean, they ruined their reputation with the Destiny 2 player base. I don't really know why there's still any goodwill, like people trying to give it Marathon a benefit of the doubt. Like, the benefit of the doubt has gone long enough with Destiny 2, because Destiny 2 has been bad for so fucking long. It's kind of infuriating that there hasn't really been that much done to change it for the better, at least. And every time, like, it seems like it's getting better, you have something like Lightfall released.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the way I feel. Like, it's like Forsaken kind of came out, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And then, like, Shadowkeep existed. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but then...
That's literally what my reaction was while playing.
Yeah, but like, then Final Shape comes out.
Yeah, then Final Shape, which I liked Final Shape, but I also didn't at the same time.
I didn't like Witch Queen, so...
No, that's fair. That's totally fair, honestly. I thought Witch Queen was kind of very mixed in, as far as, like, its actual, but like, the community, good content.
The community loves Witch Queen.
The only reason I like Witch Queen is because I actually got a raid group to put their heads together and beat Oryx for the first fucking time. But that's just because I could never get any retards to understand the mechanics in Destiny 1.
Yeah.
And it's not even that hard of a raid. It's just the people I was working with couldn't beat Golgoroth because they didn't have enough DPS. Which still pisses me off. Dude with the fucking blue fusion rifle.
And look, I can sit here and go on for hours as to how the Destiny fan base and community is nothing but a bunch of people in an arms race to make the games unfun for each other, only to go and bitch and moan to Bungie. It's to save them, basically. I can sit here for hours. I can sit here and explain to you how the mystery is gone, because the moment that these games come out, YouTubers and their teams of people or their dedicated fans who make it seem...
Or data miners.
Yeah, or data miners make every single little thing known before the game or the expansion or whatever ever came out. Here's all the exotics. Here's what they do. Here's the quests and how you do them. You know,
I kind of miss just going in blind to video games. Like, that's one of the reasons why I loved Elden Ring so much when I first played it, because it was like uncharted territory that nobody really knew much about.
You know, that's one of the things. Like, I picked up the Division 2 recently on sale for $12.
Yeah.
And for me, that's been like one of the best $12 I've spent in the past year in terms of gaming. And the reason I say that is because while it does not hit the same way that Destiny did, or even Destiny 2 at its peak, what I will say is there's a lot of mechanics I like. There's a lot of mechanics I wish Destiny would have adopted. There's a lot of things I wish Destiny stayed the fuck away from, and they did. But if you want that sense of wow, or the sense of joy that making a build comes with, or getting an exotic gets, the Division has it. And I enjoy the hell out of it. It's not for everyone.
I don't know. I personally don't really feel the excitement of the exotics in that game. I'm gonna be real. They just seem like normal guns with slightly different perks.
I don't think you've gotten there are some that are like that don't feel that great, but there are some that hit.
I've used like 12 different exotic guns in the game.
Do you use St. Elmo's?
Yeah, I've used that one.
I'm not a big fan of that one. So
Okay.
I get it. But there's they're not up to the same quality of Destiny exotics. Like I'm not trying to sit here and say that.
No, I mean Destiny exotics got really watered down though as time has gone on. I always felt like they were way more special back in Destiny 1 because like at least in the earlier days, because like they were actually kind of hard to fucking get. I remember because like you had to like do a shit ton of bounties and hope to God that the fucking postmaster was like, "Hey, here's an exotic quest," or you get lucky and find Xur.
Yeah, I get you on that. Back when Xur videos.
No, that was pre Taken King because like that they changed the formula whenever you started playing.
Yeah, they did. Back
So you
when
didn't get a chance to experience that hellhole.
I'm kind of glad I didn't. I don't think I would have liked pre-Taken.
It was fun. I liked it honestly. You get on, you do your patrol dailies with a bunch of randos or just people you know and hang out. You meet some random guy on an Xbox Live chat or whatever, and you know start yelling racial slurs at each other for no reason. It's great. Good times.
I think we've said enough. If you are still watching
Marathon bod
and you like Marathon at all, I want to hear why you enjoy it. Genuinely, not to make fun of you, anything like that.
I'll make fun of you.
Yeah, he will. But I want to know why you like Marathon if you do. Because at least for me, I want to see what there is to enjoy. There has to be something.
I also kind of want to know what like the appeal of extraction shooters is in general.
Yeah, that just seems like that's a gameplay loop that's not for me. To me, extraction shooters are the worst like genre of video game. Followed
They're
not
the
far.
worst.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
What is?
Battle royales.
But no, battle royales are just extraction shooters with less steps.
I mean, maybe. I'm trying to think of another genre that I hate.
And hear me out, all right?
Rhythm games?
Are you telling me that you don't like Parappa the Rapper?
No.
I got a video to show you that you're.
I don't actually hate rhythm games. I'm just saying that just because like I suck at them. But
look, the amount of people that I have heard, and this is why.
I know what it is. Racing games.
I love racing games.
I don't hate them, but I once again I don't really care for them that much.
I thought you were gonna say something truly diabolical, like sports games or like wrestling.
Yeah, but there's some
games.
sports games that are fun because they're retarded.
That's true.
Like the old Madden games were stupid fun. Like
Madden,
I mean, think about it. Like the old Madden games, like it's like all I remember playing as far as sports games. There's that. There's like the old skater games from the Xbox era. I'm trying to remember like what else we had on like the GameCube. Like the sports games. Like, do you remember like some of the golf games we had back in the day?
Mario Golf,
Wii Sports. Like I can't say sports games sucks, dude, because that shit was like all like, a lot of people grew up playing. Like, I mean,
there's a certain
guy,
demographic of people that are keeping the sports game genre alive, specifically 2K.
Yeah, 2K and Madden for some reason has like a very dedicated player base.
Yeah. All right.
On that note, let's end on that one.
On that note, take care of yourselves. There's Twitter. There's Spotify in the description. More places to find the podcast coming real soon, I promise. Streams will also probably be starting here pretty soon. So if you want to watch me be awful or play a game quote unquote wrong, that's coming. On that note, this is you all take care of yourselves. Have a happy rest of your Fumo Friday and have a good one.